Hi, I'm Megan Napier, and there's a lot that happens between the first time you look at a house and close, so I'm going to talk about the 10 tips for first-time homebuyers. Number one, I would say to get quotes from 2 to 3 lenders so that you can get a lot of information and understand what the rates are and who is the best fit for you to work with. Number two is when you are talking with that lender to not only get a pre-approval letter, but also get an estimate list of what your closing costs will be, what your monthly payment will be, because that helps in kind of creating your budget. You may be pre-approved to a higher number, but you don't feel as comfortable with that monthly payment. So it's really important to kind of start drilling down to what your budget is before you start looking for houses. Number 3 is to have representation and not to go directly to the listing agent. It costs nothing to have a buyer agent because our commission as a buyer agent is paid from the seller side. So when you have your own representation, you have someone that's looking out for your best interest. It's going to help negotiate and make sure that everything is going smoothly and they're representing your best interest. Number 4 is to meet with your real estate agent prior to looking at homes, because before you open a door and start looking, you kind of want to know what are your out-of-pocket expenses when you're looking for a house, such as a home inspection is an out-of-pocket expense, an appraisal is an out-of-pocket expense, as well as just knowing what are needed of you with an escrow deposit once you go under contract. So it's definitely important to kind of have those conversations before you get to the excitement of looking at homes. Number 5 is I like to sit down with my clients on the first meeting or second and talk about the purchase agreement. We have had a very swift market in these last couple of years, so buyers don't really have a lot of time to really think things over after they see a house. So it's really good to have good parameters of what is going, what are the contingencies in a contract, such as appraisal and when that needs to be ordered, inspection and what that entails, escrow deposit and when that's due, finance contingencies and all of that. So it's really good to kind of have a good foundation of knowing what the contract entails before you go out and look at houses. Number 6 is before you start looking at houses, you will be required to sign a buyer agency agreement with the broker and agent that you are working with. It is required by our state that we have that documentation, and that just entails what our duties are as a broker for representing you, and also how the compensation is paid. It is paid from the seller and at settlement and how much that is. So that is definitely something that you would want to ask your real estate agent about before you start looking at homes. Number 7 is the exciting part of going out and looking at houses. In the recent market, when it's been pretty crazy, sellers have been listing their homes on Wednesdays or Thursdays with showings going through the weekend and offer reviews on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. So it's really important to kind of allocate time throughout the week or weekend to look at homes. And when I have out-of-town clients coming, I kind of tell them not to look at more than 7 houses a day because it can be very overwhelming for a first-time home buyer to absorb all those different houses and help make a decision. Number 8 is asking about the deferred maintenance on the house. These would be major systems such as heating and cooling, water heater, roof, and windows, things like that, because you want to know, is it near the end of its life cycle, and then you will have to then replace that in the next couple of years. So it's really important to kind of understand not only what your out-of-pocket expenses are with closing on a house, but then once you move in, what maintenance you will have going forward. Number 9 is knowing the difference between fixtures and personal property. Fixtures are items that convey with the sale of a house. This would be a built-in microwave, it would be a stove, chandelier, blinds, things like that. And personal property would be refrigerator, washer, dryer. So if those don't convey, the appliances, it's important to budget that into your allowance, knowing that you're going to have to buy 2 or 3 appliances after you move in. Number 10 is the exciting part. You find a house you love and it's time to submit an offer. You want to ask your agent for recent sales in that area that would be comparable sales, similar in age of construction, location, possibly school district, things like that, so that you can help make an educated decision on the offer you want to submit. So if you're considering buying a house in Central Virginia, give me a call so we can sit down and talk. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get the latest videos on real estate in Central Virginia.